At least one person dies every day on average to a drug overdose in Maine. The numbers from the Maine Attorney General's office are staggering, climbing each and every year, in fact, and forcing many to ask what more can be done to save people's lives.
And tonight, CBS 13's Jennifer Long is taking an in-depth look at a different approach, something we've never seen here in the United States.
The drug issue is huge.
The heroin is out of control, completely.
We know the story. We don't know the solution.
There's a lot of heroin use. We've just recently had someone pass away.
Our state is facing a crisis.
Now, some are asking for an open mind when it comes to finding a fix.
The right thing to do and the easy thing to do are often not the same thing.
Jesse Harvey is in recovery and runs the sober living facility Journey House. He's asking Portland City Council to consider safe injection sites.
For people who are still actively using, what if they don't want to go to rehab? What if they don't want to go to detox? What if they want to continue to use? By not offering them opportunities to do that safely, we're effectively sentencing them to death.
A safe injection site is a place where people can use illegal drugs under medical supervision. According to drugpolicy.org, there are approximately 100 sites in 9 countries worldwide. While there aren't any in the U.S., Philadelphia and Seattle have plans in the works. Boston and New York are also considering them.
We want all ideas at the table.
Mayor Ethan Strimling wants to add Portland to that list. He supports the idea, saying discussions are happening at City Hall.
I'm always looking for new ways of trying to confront the opioid crisis, and what I'm intrigued about with this idea is that it creates yet another opportunity for somebody who's using to have an interaction with a medical professional.
With the rising number of overdose deaths, Portland isn't the only place talking about this. Lawmakers here in Augusta started debating safe injection sites more than a year ago.
This was on the far extreme of options.
Democrat Mike Sylvester represents Peaks Island and sponsored a bill last session that would have allowed safe injection sites in Maine.
It was just to say the state of Maine thinks it's a good idea that people not die in isolation. That if somebody were to overdose, there'd be somebody right there with some naloxone.
The Health and Human Services Committee voted LD 1375 ought not to pass, and the full legislature voted it down. Democrat Patricia Hymanson chairs the committee.
I thought it was an idea whose time had come.
She supports the idea, but ultimately voted against the bill. She says there are still too many questions and felt the people in her district wouldn't be ready for it.
I know when I tell people who have not thought about this at all, they look at me with complete disgust and disbelief.
We have a much better sense of the conversation.
While that bill is dead, Sylvester says the idea isn't. He plans on bringing it up again next session.
And I'll be here again tomorrow.
Harvey is keeping the discussion alive at City Hall, but many questions remain. How would it work? Who would fund it? But Harvey says the most important question has already been answered.
There's enough evidence now showing that it works.
So could a safe injection site work in Maine? Coming up, we'll take you to Montreal, Canada, where there are already 4 safe injection sites open and operating. That's coming up next as we continue our in-depth look at safe injection sites.